Hi friends, today we're going to return to our chapter book, Frog and Toad Are Friends by Arnold Lobel. Let's look at the table of contents. So far we've read Spring, the story, a lost button, a swim, and today we're going to read, you try to read it, the letter. The letter. Let's open up to that chapter now. So before we begin reading, we need to take a sneak peek. So we have the title of the chapter, the letter. And now let's look at the picture and think, what might be happening in this story? What do you think might be happening? So we notice that we have Frog walking up, and Frog looks like maybe he's happy, he's okay. But what about Toad? Yeah, Toad looks worried or disappointed or sad. What might Toad be sad about? Maybe something about a letter? Let's see. Let's read. We're going to find out. Toad was sitting on his front porch. Frog came along and said, "What is the matter, Toad? You are looking sad."
"Yes," said Toad, "this is my sad time of day. It is the time when I wait for the mail to come. It always makes me very unhappy."
"Why is that?" asked Frog.
"Oh, because I never get any mail," said Toad.
"Not ever?" asked Frog.
"No, never," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter. Every day my mailbox is empty. That is why waiting for the mail is a sad time for me."
Frog and Toad sat on the porch, feeling sad together. So why is Toad feeling sad? Why is Toad feeling sad? Yeah, he wants someone to send him a letter in the mail. Have you ever received a letter in the mail? Yeah, it can be exciting. Or when you're a grown-up, sometimes it's people asking for money when they want to pay their bills, but it can be fun. Actually, I have a letter. Do you know Miss Tapia? I got a letter from her. Then Frog said, "I have to go home now, Toad. There is something that I must do." Frog hurried home. What do you think Frog is doing? Oh, looks like he's writing something. He found a pencil and a piece of paper. He wrote on the paper. He put the paper in an envelope. On the envelope, he wrote a letter for Toad. Frog ran out of his house. He saw a snail that he knew. "Snail," said Frog, "please take this letter to Toad's house and put it in his mailbox." "Sure," said the snail, "right away." Then Frog ran back to Toad's house. Toad was in bed, taking a nap. "Toad," said Frog, "I think you should get up and wait for the mail some more."
"No," said Toad. "I'm tired of waiting for the mail."
Frog looked out of the window at Toad's mailbox. The snail was not there yet. "Toad," said Frog, "you never know when someone may send you a letter."
"No, no," said Toad. "I do not think anyone will ever send me a letter."
Why do you think the snail isn't there yet? Maybe. Frog looked out of the window. The snail was not there yet. "But Toad," said Frog, "someone may send you a letter today."
"Don't be silly," said Toad. "No one has ever sent me a letter before, and no one will send me a letter today."
Frog looked out of the window. The snail was still not there. Why is it taking the snail so long to get there?
Frog, why do you keep looking out of the window?
Asked Toad. Because now I am waiting for the mail, said Frog.
But there will not be any,
said Toad. So your Frog is now looking out, and now they're waiting for the mail together. Oh, yes, there will, said Frog, because I have sent you a letter.
You have?
Said Toad.
What did you write in the letter?
Frog said, I wrote, Dear Toad, I am glad that you are my best friend. Your best friend, Frog.
Oh, said Toad. That makes a very good letter.
Then Frog and Toad went out onto the front porch to wait for the mail. They sat there, feeling happy together. Frog and Toad waited a long time. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was very pleased to have it. So it took 4 days for the snail to arrive. Why did it take the snail so long? Oh, of course, because it's a snail and snails move slowly. But wait, what do we have here? There's a letter. Who is it for? Should we read the letter? Let's see what the letter says. Okay, I've got the letter. It was behind the chapter called The Letter. The letter says, what does it say? Happy birthday, Emily! So happy birthday, Emily. I hope you have a wonderful celebration with your family, and I hope you enjoyed your birthday read aloud. I was trying to be a little sneaky with it today. So I hope you enjoyed the last chapter of Frog and Toad Are Friends. I'll try to see if I can find my other books from this series because I love Frog and Toad. But now that we're done with the book, we can think, what have we learned about our characters? What's something we've learned about Frog? Yeah, Frog's a really good friend. He helps Toad when he thinks he lost his button. He writes him a letter. He tries to help him when he's feeling sad. And what did we learn about Toad? Yeah, sometimes Toad feels really big emotions, but in the end, he usually calms down, is able to be a good friend back to Frog. All right, readers, thank you so much for listening to our read aloud, our last chapter in Frog and Toad Are Friends, and happy birthday, Emily. Bye, readers.